Hi everybody, my name is Josh Paul from Small Marketing Teams, and I talk to a couple dozen companies each month who ask me whether HubSpot is the right fit for their company. About half of them it is, and about half of them I have to point in a different direction. But one of the things that every one of these companies struggles with is the cost. They know that HubSpot is one of the top 2 marketing and sales platforms on earth, but they still struggle with how expensive it is. And it is an expensive system. That's why you want to get this decision right, and you want to make sure that you're providing the resources you need to use the system the way that it can be used to grow your company. So what I want to do today is give you the lay of the land of how to plan and prepare and budget for your investment in HubSpot, because it's more than just the software. The first thing you need to do is evaluate how you look at HubSpot. If you look at it like a point solution, like a Wistia, like a MailChimp, like an Infusionsoft, you're going to experience sticker shock in a really big way. So if you're using it as a place to store contacts, or a landing page tool, or a social media monitoring tool, or a blogging tool, or if you're using it as mass email software, blast email software, then you're going to say HubSpot is crazy more expensive than anything else on the market. The way you need to look at HubSpot, and HubSpot may not be the right fit for you, because if you don't look at it as the system that you're going to build your company's growth plan around, the system that you're going to be able to automate things from lead generation to converting website visitors into leads, to converting leads into sales, and then delighting those customers once they are customers, you can use HubSpot for the entire customer lifecycle, and then turning those customers into advocates in your market. You can automate it, you can have the data organized and housed in one place, but you have to be prepared to do that as a company. If you're looking for a blast email tool and you're just not at the point of being that serious about a comprehensive growth plan, HubSpot might not be the right fit for you, because you're going to go months and maybe years without getting the full return on that investment. So here are 3 buckets that you need to prepare for when you're budgeting for HubSpot if you're serious about using HubSpot to grow your company. The first one is the obvious one. The first one is the software. Now, with the software, there's 3 things that you need to budget for. You need to budget for the marketing side. That's where HubSpot's roots are. That's where they're traditionally used. So that's your lead generation, your driving traffic, converting traffic into leads, nurturing those leads until they're ready to talk to a salesperson. And then you have your sales, and that's your CRM and your sales tools. That's the system that you're going to develop based around the HubSpot functionality to help your salespeople turn those leads into paying customers. And then once they are customers, then you have your service side. That's where you have your knowledge base and your customer satisfaction surveys and your ticketing system, and it's all pulling from the same database, so that marketing can run campaigns to your current customers based on what's going on once they are customers. Sales can use the marketing lead intelligence to have more informed conversations with marketing. You may need just one of these. You may need all 3. You may need just a slice of this, but you need to upfront prepare for what you're going to need now and what you're going to need in the future. You may not need them all now, but you don't want to be surprised in the future when you say, what do you mean I have to pay more if I want to use HubSpot to do more than generate qualified leads? All right, before we move on from software, you have to understand the add-ons. You're also going to end up paying for some add-ons, like the reporting tool and the dashboards add-on. Another really useful one is the ads add-on, to be able to use the data inside of HubSpot in your ad campaigns more effectively. So then they're not that expensive, but you need to be prepared for how they're going to be used either now or in the future. So that's software. Next we have your services. All right, now services are what's the way that you're going to run your system, the way you're going to develop your system and run your system to solve those problems, to reach those goals. Whether I need more traffic, I need more leads, or I have enough leads but I need to turn more of them into revenue. Whatever you need to do with your HubSpot system at this point, the weakest point in your funnel, you want to make sure that you have 2 types of services available. So this is going to be split right down the middle. This is your capacity And this is your expertise or your guidance. So you need to budget for expertise to develop your system, because HubSpot out of the box, because it can do so much, if you just move forward with the out of the box settings, it's not built around your business, things are going to get jumbled up really quickly and you're going to get frustrated. And the big thing is you're not going to get the value from the system that you're paying for. I talk to so many people who don't set up the system correctly, don't use the system, and then they say, you know what, we're thinking about leaving HubSpot because it doesn't make sense for this cost. And of course it doesn't make sense for that cost because you're not using the system. You're not working the process. So you can do one of two things here. You can either hire an internal staff to do this, and that's where I came from when I first started using HubSpot 10 years ago. I was that expert that was brought in to run these processes, to write the blog post, to publish, to distribute the content, to create the lead capture system in the website, to make sure that we had a sales process set up. Or you could hire experts from the HubSpot community, and that's the company that I run now, to come in and develop your system and make sure your team knows how to run it. Same thing on the capacity side. If you need somebody to develop helpful, useful, insightful content for your market, you can do that in-house, or you can hire somebody outside to do it. But either way, it's got to get done. Same thing here. This cost is going to be incurred, whether you don't have the option, if you want to grow, of not incurring this cost either through outside experts or through hiring and building your team internally. So that's the service side. So you have the software side you have to budget for, and you have to budget even more for the service side, because that's the team to run it, whether it's inside your company or whether you're working with a HubSpot consultant. And then the third bucket, and this one's pretty new, this is your tools. Well, your tools. And that is, HubSpot used to be an all-in-one platform. They used to say, we are all you need to get found, to generate leads, to turn those leads into customers. But they realized early on that no software company is going to be able to keep up with the pace and the change in the market, as well as the advancements that are made in technology to help marketers and salespeople. And so they said, we're going to be a platform now. And what we're going to do is we're going to be your nerve center. We're going to be the center of your operation, the center of your company digitally. But we recognize that there are best of breed tools out there, and we're going to make it as easy as possible to integrate with. So HubSpot may not have everything inside this software purchase. That's your nerve center. You're going to need to budget for third-party tools like SurveyMonkey, like Zoom, like Zapier, like PandaDocs for proposals, Lucky Orange for advanced web analytics, DataBox for better reporting, Seventh Sense, our good friends at Seventh Sense have a great smart email platform. And so you're going to need all of these. You're going to have to budget for this. And a lot of times it is equal to the amount that you're budgeting for the software. So of the three of these, the most expensive is the people to create your system, provide guidance, and actually do the work. But then you have two software purchases, not just one, not just the HubSpot software. You're going to need to budget for those extra tools. Otherwise, you're not going to get as much as you can from the initial investment. You need these two to go together. And this can vary over time. The third-party tools that HubSpot integrates with, you can grow over time. You don't want to overwhelm your team right now, but just know that you're going to need to pay for other tools that integrate with HubSpot to give your sales team, your customer team, and your marketing team the tools. So the big takeaway here is the three buckets that you need to be prepared to budget for to get the most that you can out of your investment in HubSpot is the HubSpot software itself, the people to provide the expertise to build your growth system and to run it day to day, as well as the third-party add-on tools, the third-party tools that integrate with HubSpot to make sure that you have cutting-edge tools for your sales and marketing and customer teams. So the takeaway here is be prepared. Be prepared within yourself. Don't be surprised when you have to pony up for all of these if you're ready to make this kind of investment to grow your company. It's not right for everybody. And also set the expectations across your company that this is what you need to budget for. It changes the conversation from how can we get email functionality or blogging functionality for the cheapest possible. That's not what you're trying to do. You recognize that HubSpot is an end-to-end growth system. And sometimes it's hard to articulate, but having all of your marketing, sales, and customer success data pulling from the same platform, that's where the gold is. Having it integrated, even systems that have tight integrations can't get you the level of integration and efficiency that you can get when you have all of these pulling from the same database. So a lot of this has to do with internal coming to terms with where you are and how committed you are to growing your company. And then there's a trust factor. Do you trust that HubSpot is the right platform for you? And that's a whole different conversation. But then it's preparing yourself and everyone else in your company to make the right kind of investment. Because if you just buy the software and don't have the people to set you up for success, you're not going to get the value from the software. If you have the people but not the right software, you're not going to get the results you need either. So be prepared, set the expectations of everybody else, all the other stakeholders in your company. This is some very real talk, because the other option is that you may not be ready to grow at this level yet. The reality is there are certain things that you need to do to grow your company. You need to increase traffic. You need to increase lead generation, increase the number of sales conversations you're having, and give your sales team a process for turning those leads, those sales conversations, into revenue. And you have to make the moves somehow to do it. And it's going to fall on somebody, and you're going to have to use some tool to do it. Because if you just pick and choose the things that you need and you don't have a comprehensive system, you're going to have holes in your system, and that's not going to get you the results that you want.